Well, for more on what's to be expected from the FOCAC summit for today, let's cross to Sophie now. She's in Beijing, which is about 6 hours ahead. So it's good afternoon to you, Sophie.
Yes, thank you so much, Sakina and the team on Morning Live. We are coming live from Beijing, China. As you are aware that the president of China, Xi Jinping, is hosting his African counterparts. As you know that tomorrow the Africa summit with China will get underway. But you have many activities as part of the build-up to the summit. We saw many heads of state and government arriving and having meetings with President Xi Jinping, bilateral meetings. We saw the president during the state visit where South Africa and China have agreed to strengthen their relations, and the president talking about the new government of national unity accompanied by members of the cabinet who are from the DA, and President emphasizing that the foreign policy of South Africa will not change, including the one China policy. As you know that for DA, they support Taiwan, but South Africa saying the government policy will not change. It will be one China policy. But to talk to us ahead of the president's address to the business forum between South African business and the Chinese, I have the Minister of Electricity, Dr. Kgosientso Ramokgopa. As you know that the issue of electricity is very key in South Africa, and China with the capacity and the technology can assist South Africa. Good morning, Minister. Minister, let's get into the matter. The issue of electricity is quite critical. While China is still using coal power stations, they are miles ahead in terms of the renewables. What have you observed since you arrived in China yesterday? You were in a province with the president where these issues came up.
Thanks, Sophie, and good morning to the viewers at home. Well, China had a similar problem in early 20s, 2001, 2002. And they've been able to resolve it through ensuring that they accelerate new generation of electricity, of course, anchored by coal. And even today, I mean, their primary anchor of energy generation remains coal, although they are leading in terms of renewables, both wind and solar. So what is important is for us to ensure how best can we embed the technology in the resolution of our challenges back at home. So we have now, as we speak, many communities that are experiencing what we call load reduction. So there are smart ways of ensuring that we are able to reduce the load without necessarily affecting the end consumer in the manner that we do now. So China has got those technologies. Of course, the premier leaders there, it's Huawei, which has got a presence there at home. We had long started that conversation, but it was important yesterday for us to accompany the president so that there's an appreciation from the highest office in the land that solutions do exist in the world to resolve this problem. And that's why we are here, to ensure that to the extent that we can import and apply those solutions, we are going to do that. And of course, it will also have local characteristics. But what is important is a resolution of the immediate energy challenge.
Minister, let's look at the technology that China has. When you look at the grid in South Africa, will it be compatible? Or are you also looking at upgrading the system? Because the issue of system will be critical, because for many years it has been cold and the system was quite different.
No, you're absolutely correct. So it's agnostic in terms of the fuel source, whether it's coming from wind, whether it's coming from solar or coal. But what we know is that with the mix of the energy generation becoming this complex and having what we call non-dispatchable sources of generation like wind and solar, it is important that you are able to stabilize the grid, and that those technology solutions are the ones that we want to apply at home to ensure that we maximize the opportunities we are able to get from generating from cleaner sources of energy And this has been done on a large scale, 20 times more than what South Africa needs to do. So it's something that is applicable, had a live demonstration. Of course, we have always known that these things are happening. The point that I'm making is that we have had this engagement with Huawei at home to see how best we understand, if you like, energy generation, the energy complex in the country, and how you are able to domesticate those solutions to resolve the challenges there. So we'll be able to do that. The other one is around how you aggressively roll out this energy, electricity rollout to far-flung areas, especially your rural areas, and ensure that they benefit from cheap forms of electricity. So those technology solutions exist. And I did say previously that we are reconfiguring that grant that is meant to ensure that we achieve universal access, so that we take care of account of modern technologies. We make it cheaper, affordable, reliable, and efficient. And I'm sure that we will be able to demonstrate a pilot back at home on what is possible.
The last question, Kusile and Medupi, there were challenges in terms of finalizing those projects. Are you looking at the Chinese to assist to finalize those power stations? We know that we still have coal as a baseline.
Oh, no. There is the contractors that were appointed to deliver Kusile and Medupi. They are the ones who have that obligation. So we don't want to complicate the story, the picture, by bringing other players. They must deliver on their mandate within the parameters. Of course, we have far exceeded the budget, but it's important that we continue. Deliver Kusile unit number 6 on time. We are recovering Medupi unit number 4. So the contractor is still under contract. So we will not bring other players onto the mix, but we'll ensure that those units come on stream, and then we are able to have sufficient headspace for us to allow the South African economy to grow.
Thank you so much, Minister, for your time. Thanks for availing yourself. That was the Minister of Electricity. We literally grabbed him. He was supposed to chair the meeting on bilateral with the President. Back to you in studio.
Well, thank you so much, Sophie Mokoena. And that, of course, the latest from Beijing, where the FOCAC summit is taking place.